Well, I'm back with more DIY bodyworks, and as always, I love to feature my publication, I Touch Myself, and I like it. It's a DIY self-massage, acupressure, reflexology, and Wealth-flex-ology journal recorder, and I'm up early this morning getting ready to start my day, and so I'm going to be just doing a general well-being protocol with massaging and also doing a little bit of reflexology. I have some lotion and I'm going to just rub it on my feet here, starting with my right foot. And so yeah, I'm just getting my day started. So I want to be able to support my immunity and just really start the day off feeling good. You know, most people would think, wow, you're starting off in the morning with a foot rub. Isn't that going to relax you and kind of make you just in a very relaxed state? Or maybe you need to be energized starting your day. Well, actually, doing this is going to energize my feet, and it actually is going to energize me. And yes, is it relaxing? Certainly. But there's definitely nothing wrong with starting off even, in a more relaxed or calm state for the body. It doesn't mean that my mind or my way of being is going to be, just so relaxed that I can't really get into the groove of what I'm doing. So no, it just will. I'll be supported, and I feel guided to get up and do this early. So okay, so I'm just gonna start. I'm actually gonna open up my hips here, hip flexor, so you can see the blades of my hands right here under the ankle bones on both sides. So yeah, I'm gonna do spinal twist here. Let's get the foot warmed up. All right. So I'm just going to rub over my foot just for a moment because I'm going to be present to see where I need to start. I do have kind of a general basis that I use, or kind of a routine, if you will, when I'm doing the general protocol, but I'm just going to be present. I just want to see. So I'm just going to spend some time just rubbing. So coming over here actually to the midline of my foot here. So I'm just going to do some rubbing before I break off into maybe doing some reflexology, acupressure. We'll just see what comes up. So spend time here, getting my solar plexus area here. So I'm going to press and do some deep breathing. Okay, so right in here, I'm going to spend a little bit of time. And again, like I said, I'm just going to allow myself just to be guided to, to the areas that I need to work on. And that's the thing, that when you're spending time doing this DIY body work and building this relationship with your body, you're going to be guided to how you need to touch yourself. So yeah, so it's feeling good here. All right, so I'm actually going to come over to this area where the thymus gland is and start working this area here. And as it's interesting because as I'm touching this, I feel kind of a radiation to the area I was just rubbing. And so there's a little bit of, not tenderness or pain, but there's something there which lets me know if I hadn't actually started rubbing here initially, that when I came up here, it was going to be even more painful, or the discomfort was going to be more noticeable. So I'm glad it started there. It's just amazing, our bodies, fearfully and wonderfully made. It's connected in so many different ways. So I'm spending time there, really supporting my immunity. That's my overall goal, really, this morning as I'm getting up and doing this. And but yeah, so I'm actually going to come back right in here. What I'm going to do is actually work in the adrenal area here. Then I'll come over and start actually working on the kidneys. Like I said, I'm just allowing myself to be guided. You know, you start off thinking you're going to do one thing, but that's the thing. Don't just get into a routine. You really need to be present to see what your body needs, so you know how to best support yourself. Okay, so come over to the kidney area here. Start doing some hooks. And I'm sure I'll come back later and do something longer, more extensive, but I felt I needed to get a jump start early. And we've got weather patterns here have been shifting and changing, and even when you are taking care of yourself, you know, the best you can and really being on top of things, there are times you're still going to be kind of hit with certain things. I've been definitely experiencing that even with my sinuses, and so I'm actually going to work on my sinuses this morning too. Okay, well, I'm actually going to do a worm walk up my spine here. So, I'm take a little bit of time worm walking. Okay, I'm going to go up it again. Normally, I recommend when you are doing your spine, go up it like 3 times. But again, you have to follow you have to follow the guidance. But it doesn't hurt to, to worm walk your spine at least, at least 3 times there. Okay. And actually now I'm coming back in here because I'm feeling, oh wow, it's a little tender in here, so I'm glad I'm doing this. Glad I'm doing this. Okay. And as I say to you all, whenever you're doing this DIY body work, I try to make this process and demonstrations really less intimidating, because you're working on yourself and it's important, but it's not as if you're working on someone else. So you don't have to be as technical, so to speak. Because a lot of times when you're just doing foot rubs or rubbing in certain areas, I mentioned in other videos, you're really touching on reflexology points, sometimes acupressure points, even being unaware. So yeah, I'm just following my guidance. It's spending time. So I'm actually going to come down here in the intestines, bladder area, all of that is in here. So I'm just going to do some dot to dot here. And though I'm not feeling any discomfort or anything, it's just for the simple fact that there's a little bit of tenderness or so going on. A lot of things start intestinally, so just want to, again, be out ahead. And so I'm not even doing like my normal general protocol. Like I said, I'm just going with the guidance. And again, I really encourage you, encourage you to do that. So I'm going to work in my bladder just a little bit here. Okay. Go back up the spine again. You can see that. So a lot of times I like to just invite you all into this experience that, I don't always have to be teaching a specific lesson or so. You just get to see that, yeah, I'm regular with this, and sometimes I just want you to be a part of it, It's maybe to get you to doing it for yourself too, just kind of in the spur of the moment, just watching me, Okay, so come here. So I'm going to dig in and start working on my sinuses here. I'm getting in the crevices here, in between the toes, I should say. And many of you who've seen videos of mine know that this is kind of the piano hand right here. Yeah. Okay, so start giving the toes some love. The sinus pads here. I'm not going to get too deep into doing anything around here. Like I said, I'm really just getting my day started. So I'm going to do some rubbing here just to warm these toes up so I can prepare them better, even just for some light work that I'm going to do. I think I'm going to end up spending more time on my left foot as it relates to the sinuses, but we'll see. Like I said, I'm just following the guidance. That's all I'm really feeling guided to do, even as it relates to my sinuses on this foot here. So, yeah. So I'm going to just give a good rub. Just work in the lung area here. And come back over here to the adrenal and kidney area here. So I'm just going to give some love here. Do a few little more hooks there. Okay. All right. So let me get some more lotion here. I think I'm actually going to spend some time too with setting attention for Wealth-flex-ology. So yeah, get myself lotioned here. Not too much, just a little bit more. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to be present too for the Wealth-flex-ology aspect. Let me rub my ankles here just to get this foot warmed up. As I said, you have to just go with the flow, because sometimes you'll be guided to open up differently with the warm up for, for your feet. Or even with your hands. And something I also want to recommend is make sure that when you are doing body work, on yourself, that you are drinking plenty of water. Now, sometimes you may not drink water before. I do recommend that you drink water before and after, even though I didn't drink any, this morning as I'm getting up, starting to do this, because I was kind of just guided, to just get up, get ready, and do this real quick. And I'll be having my tea and everything, and then I'll have some water, I'll have some water then as well. I haven't eaten yet, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing it afterwards. So, see here. Yeah, this foot definitely needs some love for sure. So I'm just kind of right in here. So it's interesting, I'm being guided to be in the middle. Oh, and I have to remember too, someone left a beautiful YouTube comment on one of my videos, and they actually wanted me to do a video where I'm doing some of the mid-foot working and down. So I hope this will be beneficial. So I'm just rubbing in there. I'm going to start working on my sinuses in just a moment. Yeah, so I'm going to work the adrenal area here as well. And of course, you all know where that is now. It's underneath the ball of the foot. And yeah, so it's interesting, like I said, on both feet, kind of the same area. And so that really just has a lot to do with, probably the amount of time, maybe yesterday or so, that I spent on my feet rather, and just need some circulation to both of those. So I'll probably bring out my foot massager later and plug that up, and yeah, have a little bit of spa time, so to speak. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna break off and work on my sinuses. I am gonna start off doing the piano hands and get down in here. So yeah, if you're just sitting around, do this with me. Like I said, I love to have you all join in and definitely share with me in the comments, you know, your experience. So, okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I know you probably can't see this, but I'm gonna start just doing some, just walking down the toes here. Give this big toe some love here. Get my brain waves going here as I'm starting my day. So I'm just gonna work all of this here. If you watch other videos, how I go over this, and within your big toe is the brain, your pituitary, pineal gland, of course the face, it's the neck area here, it's mouth area, nose. Yeah. So let's give it some stimulation here. All right. Okay, so let me be a little bit more intentional here. So I'm going to press into, like midway, walk down midway and press in. See if you can see that. Take some deep breaths here. Okay, walk down here. Let me do it. I'm being called to do it the other way, so you may not be able to see this, but I'm just walking down my fourth toe and doing some hooks here. I'm going to take a deep breath. And now my little toe. Okay. So yeah, I'm not going to get too deep. I thought I was going to get a little bit deeper here on this, but I think it was just really just calling me to just switch. Yeah, I did have a little bit of sinus going on. I actually have more recently, but I tell you, doing the work on myself, it just brings so much relief. So yeah, I get in here. I'm going to go in on this side too. That's the thing. Like I said, you just follow the guidance. You can't go wrong if you follow the guidance. Your body knows what he or she needs. Yeah. So we're up here getting the valleys here. Oh, okay. So here we go. It's tender here. It's tender. So I'm going to do some acupressure liver 3. So see if you can see that. And sometimes, as I've talked about in other videos, sometimes when you're working the valleys, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's the liver 3 is off or your liver's off or anything like that. It just happened to be real tender here, so I do need to stimulate that. But in the valley, sometimes you're going to have, you know, just some tender spots. Yeah, down in there. Just some deep breathing here. Yeah, deep breathing is one of those things I highly recommend. And I do breath work. It's one of my more extensive works. Okay. Oh, that feels so much better. But I am actually going to spend a little time rubbing. So I'm going to bring my feet back here. Spend time in the valley because there is the tenderness here, which is good that I'm getting out ahead of starting to walk and do things today. and taking time to do this, because if I'm feeling like this now and I don't actually stimulate the circulation here, it's going to be worse. And certainly don't want that. So, yeah. Yeah, that's feeling a lot better. But I do need to spend more time in this area today. Yeah, because what's happening is as I'm touching, I can feel the radiation. So I'm actually going to come back in this area as I'm doing this. Yeah, I'm going to have to take out some more time to to do some more work here. Yeah, you all might actually see another video from me today working on this area, because it really does need, um, yes, it really does need some attention. Be very mindful about the shoes I put on today for sure. I'm like I am pain, but it's when you, like if I hadn't touched this area, I wouldn't know that there is discomfort. And that's the thing, is that when you are doing this DIY body work and you touch an area and you're like, wow, I didn't even know I had some pain or discomfort or tenderness there. And you don't actually want to get to the point where that pain or so is evident and it's screaming at you. You can start to get the subtleties, or tune in, and get out ahead of something, that doesn't have to come to surface in a more major way. You're actually able to do that. Oh, this feels great. I'm touching myself and I like it. I've kind of stirred up some stuff, now even in my sinus areas and everything, because I'm moving energy, and but it's going to be clearing. And when I drink my water and everything, but I'm doing this, early in the morning, so sometimes your vocal cords and everything aren't even really warmed up yet. But yeah, I'm having to really spend time in these valleys here. Over here, though, feels good. There is no kind of pain or discomfort. It really was just in this area. But even now, that has eased up. The only place I still have something going on is right in here. Is right in here. So here's what I'm going to do. I feel I need to dig in a little bit, and even though this is a little discomforting for sure, but I have to move the energy there. As long as it's not where I'm like, it's not in that regards. Yeah. So I'm working both sides here. Oh, that's amazing. It it's almost like I can't even feel what was just happening, like, a few seconds ago. It's already eased up. So all of this is still supporting my immunity because of the areas that I've worked on. So yeah. Yeah. This is good here. I I'm still gonna have to come back and spend some more time, just being very intentional. But I'm glad to be moving. Like I said, I'm glad to be moving the energy. A little bit of tenderness or so. It's not that bad, because, like I said, when you're in the valleys, and my feet happen to be bony anyway. So they could be just yeah, just a little tenderness that goes on at times, as long as it's not too much. But you can tune into your body and, yeah, be present and ask questions. Just make sure there's nothing major, nothing major going on. So yeah, Okay, all right. I think I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up, even though I would actually like to be spending a little bit more time, but I know you all are probably like, I don't want to sit here and watch you all this time do your foot for another, 10 minutes or so. But and some of you probably don't mind, especially if you're kind of doing this along with me. Yeah, I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop because it's feeling so much better. But I did say I wanted to be intentional about the wealth-flex-ology aspect, um, and so I'm spending time being present, with that intention as I am, working here. And I'm feeling like I actually need to do something more so for you all with the self massage, with the DIY massage. I know I do a lot of the reflexology aspect and, that side and the acupressure, but I have been doing more massage videos lately. But, but I'm sensing that I need to do something more. And it's interesting because I've been spending more time even today, just now, doing more of this massage even here. And so, yeah, just kind of an indication. I'll put something together, and those of you who are interested in maybe learning how to create your own sort of routine, in a sense, and even learning just how to be present, with your body, learning how to tune in so that you know how to, work on yourself. Because even though doing basic massage or so may seem, okay, well, I can just rub my feet, I don't really need any guidance or any instructions, there. But it's something about when you can actually not just do it where, okay, I'm just jumping up to do it, so to speak, because I just want to show myself some love, or I'm hurting in a certain area and I just need to rub there. But when you can actually take the time to learn how to be present and actually listen to the body, because it actually may guide you to go into some areas that aren't you're not having discomfort in those areas, and it could be that you need to actually rub those areas or work on those areas to bring energy and stimulation to places that are. That's the thing about whether it's reflexology or even the massage or acupressure. You're touching areas that, like for instance, doing the liver 3. So liver 3 is right here, and that's the point, right, for acupressure. So you're not touching your liver, but doing this is stimulating higher functionality and well-being to your liver and supporting your overall well-being. So again, you can touch here. I'm touching here. I'm not touching directly on my sinuses and working my face, but it's connected. So like I said, you may have to touch, like I said, some different areas. And that's the same with your foot. I normally tell people that when you have Charlie horses, you have a cramp, work your ankles, even sometimes more so than the area that's actually hurting. You start there, it just moves the energy, and then when you actually start working the area that maybe you're having the Charlie horse and the cramp, it's going to, you'll feel better. It's going to stimulate it, and you'll get better results, with that. So yeah, I'm going to close this down, just doing some gentle rubs here, and I am going to take time to actually do some work a little bit later, and in my journal recorder, and start coming up with how I can best support you all with at least the self-massage aspect, because that's the one that's jumping up right now. And I do have other products and courses and things to support with the reflexology and the acupressure. Well, I have something for everything, but like I said, something's telling me I need to do a little bit more in this area for you all. And plus, this is the most non-intimidating aspect of the DIY body work. Oh my word, this, you all won't even believe how great this feels. I'm doing this, and guess what? It's minimum to no discomfort there. Actually, the area that was really feeling, I'm not even feeling anything. Still in here, but again, like I said, sometimes that's kind of just normal anyway. But I am still going to come back and spend some more time in, doing the foot massage and everything. Give myself a session. And I know some of you think, this wasn't a session? You've been out here talking for quite some time and rubbing here. But yeah, so I'll have something for you all, and you'll get to know about that. Let me stop. I'm trying to close this down, but it feels so great. And okay. So as always, you can pick up a copy of I Touch Myself, and I Like It on Amazon, but there'll be information within the description that you can secure yourself a copy. And you can also learn more about what I do in this area and other areas as it relates to the wellness and well-being. And as always, I look forward to bringing you more videos soon.